Hey, are you a fan of The Lion King? That's a dumb question. Who doesn't enjoy The Circle of Life and Akuna Matata? Well, have you ever wondered how did Mufasa become such a great king? Well, if you have, there's a new movie out called Mufasa, The Lion King. And the interesting thing here is it's written and directed by award winning filmmaker Barry Jenkins. You might know him from movies like Moonlight, or If Beale Street Could Talk, or his Underground Railroad series. He's a really good director, a great writer, and the fact that he's coming to tell a prequel movie based in the Lion King universe, well, that should get you intrigued. All right, and let me tell you, the cast is stellar. You have Blue Ivy Carter, Andre Pierre, Beyoncé, Mads Mikkelsen, Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Keith David, Tandy Newton, and a slew of other fantastic voice performers. All right, now this, of course, is kind of also a sequel to the John Favreau live action Lion King, because it picks up years after that. Simba and Nala are going out of the Pride Rock to give birth to a new baby. They already have a daughter, Kiera, I believe her name is, and they're leaving her in the trustful hands of Timon and Pumbaa. But luckily, Rafiki shows up because he knows these two could screw things up. And of course, as this is happening, Kiera is a little afraid because there's a rainstorm happening. She doesn't know where her parents are, and she's nervous, and she feels like she's letting her family down because she can never be brave like her dad or her grandfather. And then Rafiki says, "Hey, guess what? Your grandfather, the mighty renowned Lion King, he once was afraid of rain too." And then he goes on to tell her about how he was a common lion, and one day he was separated from his family by a flood. He was saved by his brother Scar. The two were thick as thieves, and then they had to go off on their own on a long, epic journey. And well, it turns out Scar was supposed to be a king because he was a true prince, and Mufasa was just a kind of adopted brother. But roles reversed after this epic journey, and it shows how Scar ends up becoming kind of angry and jealous of his brother, and how his brother stepped up and became the Mufasa we know and love. This movie, it's mediocre. All right. The music is done by Lin Manuel Miranda, but it's nowhere near as charming and delightful as Elton John's songs. And there's a lot of nothing, a lot of meandering happening here. I don't know. It didn't fully work for me. I didn't hate it. The best part about this movie was Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner as Timon and Pumbaa breaking the fourth wall, kind of cracking wise. I loved every second of that. But as for this story, the prequel story that's the main meat and potatoes here, wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. But you should check it out and make your own judgment call. And if you happen to like movie review podcasts, perhaps you could check mine out. It's called Movie Toast, news and reviews, and we're available wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, and please stay toasty.